You just tuned it in. Global and worldwide. Hitting you on the one with no delay. Because it's the Fighter's Voice. The Fighter's Voice. With your fighting host, Richard Ortiz. And the formidable co-host, Mr. Cole Escobedo. Remember, every fighter has a voice.
Fresno, California, we're live, Mad Productions Studios, the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. We're simply knocking out the competition, and we're going to knock out today's show with a recap of 209 Toscano Boxing Promotions this Saturday. It was awesome. If you weren't there, you needed to be there. You can catch the highlights, you can catch the film clips at the Fighter's Voice, Toscano Promotions as well. And you know what, man? Every fighter has a story to tell because it was just great. It was wonderful. And also, we're going to do a recap. Combate Americas, Fresno, California, Save Mart Center. It was on fire. It was blowing up. It was no longer a mystery. Toscano Promotions blew up Saturday, and Combate Americas blew up Friday. And you know what? 2 back-to-back promotions. The Fighter's Voice was in full force. We were there coverage on Friday and coverage on Saturday, and we're here to let you know everything that took place. Carol, the Cutwoman, was on double duty, and now she's here, the co-host with the most. How's it going, Carol?
It's going great. Hello.
It's going good. It's going good. I know it's always going good once you're in the studio.
I know, right? It's hot as heck, though, today.
You know what? It's hot, but, you know, it's hotter in hell. So,
I know.
You know, get right or get left. Don't let me preach it right now.
No, don't go there.
No, we got a great show, man. But I want
know.
to talk about our guest today. Mm-hmm. This big, giant monster heavyweight, Rodney Hernandez, who just turned down a fight. Actually, you were offered a fight, and the fight, was it Russia, Gilroy, Madera? Was it? They all sound the same to me.
No, it was in Russia, but I don't know exact what town in Russia.
Yeah.
But we just turned it down because I believe it was like next week. But I just turned it down. Me and my team talked about it, and we just said, like, nah. Just because I just fought like a week ago.
Yeah.
And then after that fight, and then they offered this fight, and then I was like, nah, just give me like 4 more weeks, and then whatever pops up, then we're going to take.
All right, well, there you go, man.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, welcome to the show, man. First time here having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for inviting
me.
me.
Carol, she spoke highly about you, and I heard some good things about you. Al Perez spoke highly about you.
Oh, okay.
And, your name's getting around in this area, man. It's starting to blow up because these pictures that I'm looking at where I see you and some of these film footage, it's not from like an old school video camera.
No.
I mean, you're on the network, man, global wide, man.
Yes.
So I appreciate having you to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank
man.
you.
Oh, damn. Hey, bro, can I borrow your hands, bro? Because there's some mittens right there, huh?
You know.
Last time I felt a hand like that when I was shaking LeVar Johnson's hand, he was at Save Mart Center.
Oh, wow.
UFC veteran, man, who's going to be coming on the show pretty soon.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
So how you like it here in Fresno?
I like it, yeah. I love it here, you know. I've been here like, what was it? Like nonstop for a couple of years and everything.
Yeah.
And then we have a family member that lives here, so we come visit.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
Well, now you know a studio that's chilling right here, man.
Yeah.
The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters, man.
Yeah, it is.
Simply knocking out the competition.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we didn't wake up to be take number 2.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Ronnie, did you say, okay, I'm going to wake up today.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be the second best heavyweight in this area right now. That's what I want to be. No, you didn't.
Nah.
You said, it's me, Rodney, baby. I'm here to stay.
Yeah, I'm here to stay, man.
And if you know who I am, I'm about to hit you with the 1-2, and you'll be saying, damn, Hernandez hits hard.
Yeah, I love
Ken
this
Corso.
sport. Yeah, Ken Corso, man.
That's what's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, I'm a dog.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, tell
Shoot.
the audience what a King Corso
Yeah,
is.
Ken Corso is just a big old dog. Looks like a pit bull, but like like a big old version of it.
Yeah,
They're like it's more valuable in different countries. Like
Yeah.
in like Europeans.
Yeah.
They're like
I think in Italy.
Italy. You know,
Yeah.
they worship that dog. You know, because
Oh,
it's like
damn,
a very good guard dog, and they're
Yeah.
very stubborn.
Yeah.
And I'm stubborn, so they just
No, you're not stubborn, man. I'm not
Yeah.
stubborn either, man.
Yeah, I'm stubborn, and like I like to like guard what I love. So
Yeah.
it's just I guess that name fit me.
Oh shoot, well that's up. But let me. I may have a job for you, man. I got a little
Yeah.
granddaughter, a year and a half. You know, and I can't always be there. She might have my guard dog right there, just chilling right there, stubborn as hell too.
Yeah, definitely.
Shoot, we can do business together.
Yeah.
But
right.
no, on a serious note, I want to talk about, and you were there, Carol, Combate Americas. We had a guest, Mike and Fromowitz.
Yes.
They put together a great show. Fresno, California embraced them, and likewise.
Yeah. No, it was a great show, and there was a lot of people out there that were
Yeah.
supporting. And thank you for all the supporters for coming out, and for the Fighter's Voice getting the coverage was awesome, outstanding, and the fights were really great.
Very great.
And then they had Tito Ortiz there. He made an appearance, which was wonderful. And also LeVar Johnson. I had a chance to meet him.
LeVar Johnson.
And there was another fighter there, George Zuniga, I think.
Yeah.
He was there as well. And so it was really nice to see all of the different people there to watch the fights and also see the faces of the MMA sports.
Yeah, no,
which I thought was great.
It was good. It was very supportive. They put on a great show. That is a company that you really want to work for, that you really want to go beyond, because they're covered from all avenues. They got recording in English, they got it in Spanish,
Exactly.
and they just cover their bases, plain and simple. They got a great team. Everybody's working. Mike Inframowitz, he should just be chilling, but he's working. He's running backstage, up front in the box office.
Oh, yeah, he was
he's making
everywhere.
sure everything needs to be done. And you know what? They're a great company.
Yeah, it's a great organization.
It is. And you know, I want to jump right into it. I want to talk about Zoila Frosto. I mean, she was the headliner. Terrific game plan. And in this sport, that you got to remember, the person across from you is trying to capitalize on anything they can, period. And she got caught. She got caught not with a punch. She got caught on the ground with the judo trip. And and she got put in a position where it's either tap or snap. And she tried to. No, she did not. She did not. The old Zoila would have tapped almost 10 to 15 seconds sooner than that, and that's a lot when it comes to MMA. She tried to fight it off as much as possible.
Right.
But you got to go on and fight another day.
Exactly.
But she put on a great show. Everybody was there to see her. Great game plan. I love the fact that she was switching from right-handed to left-handed.
I saw that.
She practically kicked that girl's leg off.
I saw that. Yep.
And if it wasn't for that girl's core and her hip, her leg would have went flying in the crowd. Honestly, because she was just kicking the you-know-what out of it. Just great game plan. And then
she just got caught. It's just that's just how the game is, you know, and it can happen to anybody.
She got sucked in. She got sucked in. It kind of reminded me when LeVar Johnson dropped a big right hand on the skyscraper. And if you know MMA, you know who a skyscraper is. LeVar Johnson went into clinch, boom, got sucked in. Because that's exactly what they want. That's their game plan. And I'm not trying to call it blow by blow at all. I'll leave that to the expert Cole Escovedo, UFC veteran. He was doing a great job on location, calling blow by blow, strike by strike. Did a wonderful job. And as we all know, Cole does have a future in color commentary when it comes to UFC.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
but,
he's really great at that.
Yes. But Zoila, you know what? I gave you your respect. I didn't bother you or any of the above. But we're here whenever you want to come back on the show, whenever you want to have a conversation, we're here because we care about Zoila Frosto, the person, not just Zoila Frosto, the warrior princess, and et cetera.
That's right.
Being that said, and her mom was there.
Yeah, it was her mom's
sister was there.
birthday too.
Oh, was it?
It was my mom's birthday the same day too. So, yeah, so she, you know, I'm sure it was very hard for her, and it would be hard for anybody. But just so you know, Zoila, we have your back. You know.
Exactly, and we do. Do you watch MMA at all, Rodney?
I do. I like their mentality, like, you know, just like do or die.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
And then they have, like, you know, mixed martial arts, you know, their art, so it makes it more nice.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about messing around inside the cage?
Honestly, no, because I thought about it for a second, but then I was like, nah, because it's, you know, they probably would take me out, you know, if they grab me or something. I'd probably be good for, you know, on standing, just for like a round until they figure me out, and then they'll take me out and probably choke me out, but. You know.
Oh, well, you never know, man. I mean, you got to drop some bombs on there. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, but it just is like, you know, it's a different world.
Have you been to a live MMA event?
I believe I have. Yeah, so like an amateur though, amateur. But I always wanted to go to watch the pros, but I've been to the amateurs.
Well, we're gonna make sure that we talk to Mike Inframowitz, man, and get you hooked on MMA. So when they come back in November, we got to make sure that we get some tickets for you, man, so you can come check it out live. I remember he did the same thing for Hector Macho Camacho Jr. Hooked him up with some tickets, his first MMA event, and now he's hooked. I mean, Macho still call me and it's, hey, who's this one guy in MMA? And then he's confused. He said, okay, you got Bellator and you got UFC. What's the difference? So I had to try to break it down to him because he never knew what, you know, different organizations, just like you had HBO, you had Showtime, Showbox, USA, what have you, you know? So, being that, where are my manners? I want to thank our sponsor for the day. It's called Clear Water. You can get it anywhere. You can go to any water faucet that you want. You can go to the neighbor's house, or you can go old school. Go to the water hose right here. See, right here, I want to thank our sponsor today. It's called Clear Water.
The water hose.
Clear water. You can go to the water hose. You can go to the water fountain. Or you could just wait for it to rain and leave it up here, or go down to Yosemite. Okay.
Doesn't
Our
cost you
sponsor for the day.
anything, man.
Doesn't cost you anything
No.
right here. You know, they're one of our proud sponsors of the Fighter's Voice.
Water's
So I did
good.
want to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
man.
I used to drink out of the water hose.
Oh, did you? I did too.
Yeah, just, you know.
We all survived that era, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
as a kid.
Well, see, but Carol, she grew up in Beverly Hills, man.
Oh, she did?
No, I did
she
not.
did. She did. So,
No,
you know.
let me tell you what. I grew up in Hayward, by the way, in the haystack. Okay?
Oh, did you?
So in the 510. Yes, I did.
Andre Ward.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's about 10 minutes from my dad's house. So
Okay. The
Yeah.
haystack. I like
the
that.
haystack. That's right.
Shoot, man, it's called the house stack. I'm burning up in here, man. Dang, man, my hair's about to turn red like yours, Carol. It is.
Yeah,
You're keeping it
right.
real. Bobby, we're about to get us a sponsor with an AC unit, man. Just put on over here. You know, put it on the top of the Fighter's Voice.
Oh, that would be great.
It would be great.
Yeah, we need this.
So if
here.
your air conditioning unit right here, contact the Fighter's Voice, man. Make it all cold and stuff, you know?
Yeah, that would work.
You know, sponsored by a Uletta, a refrigerator. Just boom, huh? Every time you open up, when we go to studio, just open it up right there.
There you go.
We'll make it happen.
Definitely.
But I also want to talk about some other guys that were on the card.
Yes.
And I want to talk about Jose Avalos. Stillmatic. That's a cool name, Stillmatic. He was on the show, I want to say, a month before the event took place. And he said, Richard, you're going to see somebody different. You're not going to see anybody playing to the crowd. You're not going to see anybody waving at their team. You're not going to see all these shirts that you see in the crowd because I'm marketing all this and that. He goes,
Right.
you're going to see somebody focus on his opponent only.
Yeah,
And I saw just that.
me too.
He came in by himself, didn't come in with his whole big entourage.
entourage.
He didn't want him there. And you know what? He usually has his brother walk in with him, which it was his brother. Hey, happy late birthday. That's to the Land Shark. Boom, boom. Chris Avalos. And Jose went in there and he took care of business. He was focused.
Wow, he really was. But I didn't realize that he always comes out with his brother or.
Yeah. Well, they're
know.
very close. I mean, just
Yeah.
like Zoila and her sister. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he reminded me of a small GSP, man.
Oh, big time.
He just went out there, took care of business.
Yes, he did.
And he was talking to his opponent. He was telling him, because I asked him later, I said, what were you telling him? And then later on, we did an interview, and he said, I told him, man, it's going to be a long night for you. He said, or you just give me your back. He goes, you're going to give me your back. He goes, in a little while, watch, you're going to give me your back.
Oh, he was getting in his
When
head.
he was standing up, he goes, you're going to give me your back right now. And he said, Richard, sure enough, he gave me his back. He goes, and that was it. He wasn't leaving. He wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it was a done deal then.
Yeah. He said he was going to read him a bedtime story because he was putting him to sleep. He said the smartest and the best thing his opponent did was tap.
Yep. Well, you know, it's either that or you get hurt, you go night-night.
But you know what? That level that he took himself, he needs to take him and stay there at that level. Don't take a loss or don't take something to put yourself at that level. But you know how they say sometimes a loss is a blessing in disguise? I
Yes.
think you're looking at a new fighter, a new person. I mean, his game was well-rounded, on top with strikes.
Very
and,
much.
you know, congratulations, Jose. That was a great victory, man.
That's
and,
right.
yeah. The crowd was going crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. You got to be there next time, man. You got to get over there. And it'll probably be relaxing for you because as a fighter, you just got done fighting.
Yeah.
You're sparring all the time now just to sit down and say, you know what? Let me enjoy somebody else's element.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You'll
because
be
I'm
there
always
next
just training.
Yeah, what's your
fighting.
manager's name?
Oh, Tara Mayreen.
Tara?
Yeah, Tara, T-A-R-A.
Right here, right?
Mayreen. Yes. that's
Tara
right.
Mayreen, we got to get him relaxed. We got to let him know that he's not the only one throwing bombs. He can go sit down and relax, grab something from these fights,
Yeah.
and just, you know, got to well-round your whole career, man.
Yeah. I definitely would like to watch other people fight.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. It'd be
definitely.
actually therapeutic for you.
Yeah, huh? It's
Yeah,
like,
it would, because those MMA fighters, they go watch you.
Yeah, that's
When times
true.
that, you know,
That's
knocking
right.
out some heads, they're there. You feel the
Yeah.
seats, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
really
very
enjoy
true.
it, Rodney. It's
Yeah.
actually so different from boxing when you go to, especially a combate event.
Oh, yeah, they
because-
put on a show.
Because the event is just so exciting. You have the lights, the smoke, the
Mm-hmm.
cameras everywhere, and it just is a really big kind of entrance when every fighter comes out, and they come out with their flag
Yeah.
that they represent,
Yeah.
which I think really adds a nice element to the show.
They get to
because-
express who they are.
Yes, and where their heritage and where they come from and what they're
Yeah.
fighting for. So I really believe that you would really enjoy it. I think anybody would enjoy it.
Yeah,
Even though
that's
they
true.
say they may say, "Oh, I don't like MMA," or "It's too brutal," or whatever. I think once you're there, you might have a different opinion.
No. I always like the MMA. When I'm at home and,
Yeah.
you know, and then I flick the channels and there's on and I watch it. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I watch
okay.
it, you know.
Well, shoot, you've been holding out. You've been holding back,
Right?
man.
yeah.
He knows more than what he's saying he
Yeah,
does,
but
right?
I'm just not good with names, you know.
No?
No, I'm not good with names. I'm just, you know, I watch all the fights like in MMA, but I'm not good with names, like, you know. Cause
like who's that guy or who's this? Or?
It just, you know, like if they keep like their certain look, then I'll remember them. You know?
Okay, okay. Well, you know what? We're going to take a commercial break, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to ask you what that certain look is. If you remember who this fighter is that you've been watching, man. Because I want to pull it out of you, man. I want to find out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're going to say, I'm not sure. He's Mexican, but he kind of looks like McGregor. I'm not too sure, man. But he also does. We'll find out right now. Okay. Hey, Rich Ortiz, your host with The Fighter's Voice. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be coming right back. I hope you enjoy this commercial.
Yeah. My name is Robert Garcia, and I'm with The Fighter's Voice.
How you doing? Jacob Stitch Durant here with The Fighter's Voice. Ooh, trying to steal Richard's lines here.
Thumbs up for Richie.
I'm Bob Arum, and I'm with The Fighter's Voice.
Hi, I'm Jose Ramirez.
I'm Bob Arum.
Hi, I'm Robert Garcia, and I'm with The Fighter's Voice.
The only radio show knocking out the competition. Fighter's Voice Radio Show.
Hey, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The Fighter's Voice, in case you're just joining us, we're doing a recap and Combate Americas that took place this Friday, Fresno, California, Save Mart Center. We had the local names, we had the national names in the building. And before we took commercial break, I was asking our guest, Rodney Hernandez, who really doesn't really watch MMA, but he just said, you know what, Richard, I watch them, but I don't remember their names, but I kind of go for them anyway. So I'm going to put them on the hot seat right now, man. Since you don't remember the names, Rodney, what did they look like to you, man? I mean, did one smell like weed? Did one have a beard? You know, did one just come in with all the props or what? And I'm keeping it real with the weed part.
No, I just look at their face expressions, like where their mentality is at.
Yeah.
Because in the MMA world, their mentality is like straight determined and focused, you know.
They're killers, man.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. You know,
Killers.
They're like, I just like it. Like, you know, they're just there, like kind of like do or die.
Yeah.
You know.
Like an out-of-body experience, man.
Yes,
Right.
Yes, and I like that. Like, I just love it.
I don't want to use the word possessed because a lot of times when you use that, a lot of people think about, you know, Satan and the devil, and I don't even want to talk about that, sissy.
True, huh?
But they're just so focused, and they become that animal that they're putting, that assassin that they want to be and that they need to be. Because if they don't go in there with that mind frame, it's going to happen to them.
Yeah, definitely. Because I can relate to that too. Like, you know.
Of course.
Like, you know,
I'm sure every fighter can.
Yeah,
I think so.
Like focus, and you just gotta there's some people like, you know, just it's crazy. Sometimes they just keep it all in.
Yeah. Well, they got to express it.
They let it all out. They
Yeah,
let it all out in
yeah.
the
They let
it
cage.
out. Carol, okay, you get to see an MMA fighter get just moments right before he gets ready to go to war, and then you see a boxer just moments before. Is there a different look? Is there a left to the right, or what do you see?
You know, I think it just depends on the person and what their you know, perspective is on it. But I look at the MMA fighters, and they're more savage. They're more like, just, you know, like you said, do or die, just savage, just want to get out there and be an assassin, you know. Boxers are, I think, personally, a little bit more focused, more, you know, where they look long term, you know. They're not in there just trying to knock the person out as quick as possible like you would in MMA. Versus boxing, you want to box, and you know, I'm not saying not to knock the person out, but it's a definite
more of a game plan in the boxing
aspect.
aspect.
It's more of a game plan, most definitely, in boxing. At least that's my opinion.
Well,
that's true.
I think, well, because the MMA guys, it's 4-ounce gloves. You get hit, and there is no game plan.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's it.
And it's and they're longer rounds, and there's only like 3 rounds or 5 rounds at the most. So boxing is definitely different, you know, especially if it's a 10-round fight or a 12-round fight.
Yeah.
And person has to go the distance. Their mentality has to be much more focused than just throwing wild shots and just hope you just knock somebody out, or, you know, get them on the ground as quick as possible and tap them out. So I think there is a difference in mentality, a slight difference as far as focus.
Yeah.
No, that's good. There's another focus that I want to talk about, man. We had this guy on the show, and I always, you know, I try not to break rule number 1. And rule number 1 for me is, Richard, don't get close to the fighter. There is, because right when we first started, I was very close to a fighter. You get so close to them, and then you see a different side to them.
Yeah. You
see them hugging their families. You see them. You get to meet them. You go over for barbecues, and then you see something happen to them that they didn't plan on happening to them inside of the ring or inside the cage. And it's like, I tasted with them. Of course, I didn't the physical part. I didn't get knocked out or stopped, but it just it leaves a different feeling. Like, my gosh, I don't know just the fighter. I know the personal friend that I would call him or acquaintance. And then this just happened to him in front of his kid, his family, their plans, their everything. So I always try to make. But this particular fighter, man, I let down my walls, man. I think he has a great story. Can't wait to have him back with a recap. He lets everybody know his story, and I think his story can help a lot of people. And I'm talking about Big Al Gonzalez. Big Al Gonzalez from Fresno, California, man.
Yes.
He went in there.
He did phenomenal.
And usually when you sit in the press, you're not supposed to jump up. You're not supposed to root for people. You're not supposed to do any of that stuff, because then they'll look at you or they'll escort you out.
Right.
Because there's certain stipulations that you sign and agree to when they give you a credential. You're not supposed to go, get all these different, you know what I mean? You're there for a purpose.
Right.
But when Big Al was in there, man, and when he was on the ground, and I'm listening to Cole, because they're talking, but Cole's giving commentating.
Right.
Cole goes, okay, he got to push his hips. He's okay. He needs to relax. Just push his hips. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, that's what you want. And I'm hearing all this. So when Big Al got up and let them hands go, well, long story short, when he was victorious, man, I felt like one of my brothers or my cousins or a close friend of mine was victorious too. Just because of what he stands for and what he's done for me personally. I mean, he always gives the thumbs up for Richie, for my son, and just a good dude. How can you not like and support a person like that? So Al Gonzalez, in my opinion, showstopper of the night, man, because he was 0-1 going in.
Yes.
He fought a tough opponent, very tough opponent, tried to get into his head, even literally seconds before they fought. Was talking, just chirping, and big, strong dude, man.
Oh, yeah, the dude was big and strong, for sure.
But Al was there, and he was victorious, man.
Yes.
So Al Gonzalez, my man, put it up, man. It was either put up or shut up.
That's
Dude
right.
came in with his Fresno State Bulldogs flag,
I
his
saw
Mexican
that.
flag, his American flag.
Yep.
And he said, hey, he let it all hang out, man. So he was victorious, man. We got to have him back on the show.
That's right.
If you don't know his story, you need to know his story. I don't want to step into his story because he tells it better. And there's more corazón when he tells it.
Right.
Yeah,
So definitely, man, tune in for there because I do want to have Al Gonzalez back on the show.
Yeah. Congrats, champ.
Yeah,
Congrats.
congrats. And even Mike Inframowit says, I like this kid.
Yeah.
And
Al
he'll let you-
Gonzalez, I don't know you, but I would like to shake your hand.
Oh, isn't that
class
cool?
act, man.
Class act right here.
Class
That's
act,
right.
class act.
That's
'Cause
for sure.
he was building some
That's
fan base.
respect from another fighter right
Oh,
here.
exactly.
Respect.
Well, that's respect from a boxer coming into
True.
an MMA fighter because they
Yeah.
have their own little, and I respect
Yeah,
their,
yeah.
I don't want to say rival, but I respect that, what's tough for rugby or football? The guys will say rugby, the guys will say hockey, the guys, etc.
Right.
But that's respect. I appreciate that, man. That's what's up.
Yeah,
man.
thank
big
you.
time.
It's
That's
just,
right.
both sports is very dangerous. You could die in there. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
very
actually,
dangerous.
you can. But I want to see if later on in the show we can get some video of that or some of the stuff that we sent. But now Al Gonzalez, man, he very proud of him, man, and what he stood for, and want to help him keep him on that right path. When I say that, it's because that victory path, it tastes good. He said, Richard, this victory tastes good.
definitely does.
I like the desserts. I don't want no more vegetables, man. So I'm going to make sure I train my you-know-what off to keep tasting this dessert. So that's good, man. From the fighter's voice, Rich Ortiz, and the rest of the staff, Big Al, congratulations, my man. He was shining. He was feeling good, too. And you could tell.
He
was
looked great.
vibing off. Oh, he did look
You should
great.
have seen how focused he was because I greased him up before he went into the cage, and he was really tall.
Yeah.
Not quite as tall as the other guy that big heavyweight that
Oh,
did
yeah.
the last time there.
Actually, I
But-
want to see that big heavyweight LeVar Johnson, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but he was very focused, huh?
Yeah, he was very focused, and if I'm not mistaken, I like the music that he chose. I think he chose one of Nipsey Hussle's songs.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was him. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, he was very focused, and it was great to see him like that.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait to get into the cage.
No, I can see him pacing like a lion, so I gave him his
Yes.
space. There was one guy in particular. You just see a guy progress, and you can see, levels, and that's Paul Elizondo.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, he is ready for that next level.
That's
I was
right.
talking to his dad, and he continues to get better and better and better. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's not overlook him because he's in the
No.
lighter division, the featherweight
No.
division, I believe.
Yeah.
But his power, his core, if he gets close, he'll throw hands. He kind of reminds me of a young Joe Soto. Not afraid to let his hands go, but
That's
if you
right.
go to the ground, or it's a wrap. It is literally a wrap. And
Yeah.
he was just dipping this guy, letting him know, you're in for a long night of
That's
beating
right.
or an early night of just tapping out. And he got that literally, what was it, KP, 2 seconds before the bell rang? 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds before the bell
I
rang.
mean, I swear it was almost even just barely a second. It was just like right when the dude tapped, then finally the bell rang, and I was like, oh,
I mean, because you still get that
God.
tap like in boxing, you go, You heard that, so he just increased it and kept working and working and working. All of a sudden, boom!
I was so
guy
proud
just
of
tapped.
him. I was so proud
Because you don't
him.
want to lose that position. A lot of times they'll say, "Oh, 2 more seconds, you would have got him," or 30 more seconds, you would have got him. And a lot of people say that, and he didn't want the commentator saying that.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
just boom. Talk about a tap out of the night as well. There was a lot of great fights, and the matchmaking was ideal. It was a great show, And actually, we spoke afterwards. After the matches, we talked afterwards, went over our notes like we usually do, and we're putting it on. And I'll go ahead and plug it. We put it on ESPN, and Knockout of the Night was on there, and actually it was the last fight of the evening. Yeah, I don't remember the guy's name. He threw in a great combination. I think one kick to the body. Yeah, body, and that left hook.
Oh,
he was just out.
He was out for the count.
No,
that's for
he
sure.
was, man. I'll get his name before the show's over, man. But it was a great outing of Combate MMA. And if I miss somebody, I'll recap you. Send your questions, send your answers. What's that? Oh, we're gonna be pulling up Big Al. That's great content right there.
What weight division did you fight in?
Light heavy, I
Light
believe.
heavy, yeah.
It's a lot of competition there.
Oh yeah. No, he's a big boy too. Lanky. Great stoppage. Great stoppage.
Right?
And look, he was so tired he couldn't even really pick his hands up. He's right there. And I remember he was telling his team, water. I need water. Because he was on the ground, so he was using all the strength to push off, and he wasn't saving anything. Because if you try to save something, you're tapping out.
Yep.
But no, he was on the ground, got himself in a great position, kept working. He thanks his whole team, and great victory for Big Al.
He's a class act. He's very very nice, humble guy. Actually, all the people I've met at Combate are all very humble and very, polite and good guys.
They know what they're looking for when they
Yes.
put somebody inside the cage. And as far as marketing or business-wise, they know how to handle themselves, too. And speaking of handling themselves, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to be talking about how people were handled in Stockton, California at Toscano's Boxing Promotions. I hope you enjoy this commercial. We'll be right back. What do you got to say to all the fans that follow you, that want to be just like you, going out there and grinding all the time, and all these new people out there that are trying to get out there that haven't put the work in? What do you got to say to them?
Like I told you from day one, don't be like me, be better than me. And make sure you follow everyone, the fighter's voice, the only voice that matters. Stay tuned for ESNewsReport.com. I'm Mike back reporting.
I'm Bob Arum, and I'm with the Fighter's Voice.
My name is Andre Ward.
Knocking out the competition.
Fighter's Voice!
The Fighter's Voice.
Fresno, California, we're back. Rich Ortiz, your host of The Fighter's Voice, joined by Cole, the Cut Woman, the co-host of The Fighter's Voice Knockout Podcast, along with our guest, Big Rodney Hernandez, who has his take on MMA in the fighter's world, and also said, Big Al Perez Gonzalez, what's up, boom.
Yeah.
Appreciates that. And wants to hear your story and actually wants to shake your hand, so that's a class act right there.
That's for sure.
Before we went to commercial break, we were talking about Toscano's Boxing Promotions. I just got to put that on hold just 1 minute, because off camera, we should just let it roll through camera sometimes, because that's when the good content comes out. Carol told me who she really wants to beat up. No, she really didn't. We cannot go any forward without mentioning J.C. Lomas. And he likes to say this. I really don't like to use the term king unless I'm talking about Jesus Christ, but he said, I'm back. He said, I'm back. And he's always saying the king is back. You know what I mean? And he's confident. He walks around like he can do it. He's doing it. He's making a name of himself. And I like the what he said. He said, Richard, he said, I'm an international face. My experience and also my knowledge and my technique is worldwide.
Right.
And he says it like, don't even second guess me. What you see is what you get, and there's more to come.
Yeah, he wants to go to the next level.
Because I've never, okay, exactly.
Yeah.
A fighter, when they're victorious, they'll do a flip or a somersault. This guy did it during his intro.
He did?
If you don't hit this flip, Yastuval, that's it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That
when
was risky.
When they introduced him, but he does stuff like that. I was talking to Big LeVar Johnson. He said, hey, homie, when we would work out, he'd pull out all the stunts. And he would always tell LeVar, I'm just saving them, watch. Because they don't know.
Right.
He said, they don't know. They think I won't do it, but I will. He said, he'll do flips with a kick. He'll do whatever it takes to get that big. Look at him right there. The king is back.
Yeah, he's savage right there.
Oh, he's a beast. He's a monster. We did a little soundbite with him, and he said, I got a message for all the welterweights. He goes, I'm giving you two options. You could either tap or get knocked out.
Yeah, right.
That's up to you. I'm a good guy, so I'm letting you choose. And I said, well,
that.
I'm glad you're in a good mood. He goes, oh, always.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
And he came out to his own song that he wrote, directed, and produced.
Oh, I didn't know
the guy
that.
is just, and then he has a meal prep, right, a website, and then he has a website on Staying Fit. Then he runs a gym, but he still has time to kick somebody's,
Oh, that's right. He does run a gym, huh?
Yeah, he does. He does. But what I do want to talk about, first and foremost, right now, JC Lomas, we're not doing a phone interview. We're not doing Skype. Get your ass over here in studio to the Fighter's Voice because the fans deserve it. I want you to feel at home and would be honored and privileged to have you here in studio on the Fighter's Voice, either Kick-Ass Podcast or Knockout Radio. He did make a statement. He said worldwide. At first I thought he was talking about the late, great Arturo Gatti, meaning I want to throw hands like Arturo Gatti, but no. He said there's a guy, and I want to be careful how I say this, named John Gotti III. He said he can get some. He said, put us on the card, make it happen. I want to fight this guy. He even went as far as saying Tito Ortiz and, what's the guy he's fighting?
Alberto?
Alberto.
Del Rio.
He said they could be the co-main. Me and John Gotti will be the main.
Really?
That's what he said. He said, I will fight him, defeat him, and embarrass him. So if you don't believe me, go to www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. That's www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice and watch that interview. He did one with Cole Escovedo, the UFC veteran, and then Mike Inframo and said, Richard, get in there right now. Make this happen. Ask him about this guy.
That's awesome.
And it was easy. All I did was ask him about him, and he went on and on and on. He basically said, look, this guy can't touch me, man. I'll bet my purse against his purse.
Right.
I can't wait to see this fight.
There's an interview. I pull it up.
Okay, play it.
He's confident as heck.
Here we go.
Let's check this out.
As he should be.
You won't hear it, but the audio.
Okay, they can hear it. He said, okay, fighter. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, to the point.
That's for sure.
Hey, there it is there. And he said it, man.
Yeah,
I mean, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Rodney, if you're minding your own business, or you said you're the best heavyweight in your division and so forth, and somebody calls you out like that, what's going through your mind? What's going through your blood? What are you feeling at this moment if you were called out like that?
Like hunger, like not anger, but hunger, like, and then just maybe ego, like, nah, I could take this guy and make it happen, and just, I love it. Like, you know, if someone calls me out like that, I love it. Like, I get excited.
You
like,
feed off of that.
Yeah,
huh?
like,
yeah, he feeds off
so
that.
I know when Gotti hears this, I know he's going to want to either respond or say, you know what, let's make this happen, man.
Definitely.
I mean, who are you? Let's get down.
Yeah, I don't even know you, but you better make it happen, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
See how he means that?
Yeah.
He means that.
Yeah, I'm a chill person, but it's just, hey, man.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I mean, he's confident. He's right off a high, but he could have said, okay, I want to fight this guy or the next guy. No, he called somebody out specifically. He said, John Gotti III.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when he went overboard in confidence and is willing to put his purse up, Meaning, forget business, man. No. Let's do this. That's all confidence he is. And I bet you, well, Mike's in charge. Mike can make that happen.
Oh,
Winner
no
take
doubt.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it happens.
Yeah.
The
I
fans
bet
will
you
like
will.
that too. Like, oh damn, you know.
I hope it happens.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he said we could be the main event. They could be the co-main event.
I know. That's some confidence right there.
Oh yeah, confidence.
You know?
Confidence. I want to talk about Big LeVar Johnson, man. I mean, it was good. Him being back in Fresno, California, Save Mart Center.
Isn't he from Madera?
Yeah, he's from Madera.
That's
He's from
what I
Madera,
thought.
but just at the fights, his juices were flowing. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's back in training as we speak, and
I see
just
that.
waiting for Combate Americas to put together a heavyweight division or a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for that time. And I know he got to take care of some business. I think he got a fight proposal. I'm not sure exactly. I won't elaborate on it too much. I know
Right.
Coa Escovedo, Coast with the most, the UFC veteran, the Apache Kid, has all that info. So
Cool.
when he's ready to make a fight announcement, we'll have him here on the Fighter's Voice, man.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, he's definitely one nice dude. You know what I mean? He was taking it all in. You can see everybody was loving him and saying, "Oh, LeVar, taking pictures with
Yeah,
him."
he was.
you know?
And see, and there was a fan. Honestly, there was a fan that saw LeVar, and they saw Tito, and they said, "Oh, I would love for this to happen."
Yeah.
So I asked Tito, right? I asked him, and then I even put on there, "Hey, make sure you check out the Fighter's Voice and look at Tito's Ortiz's response when he was asked about fighting LeVar." Tito, I'm not trying to piss you off, homie. I just asked the questions that the fans asked. I did, and we'll leave it at that. But no, Tito, class act, man. He gave a
he's a
good
class act for
interview.
sure.
Gave us a great soundbite. Not trying to disrespect anybody. That's what I do. I ask the questions. I can't control the answers. That's probably our best soundbite we had, man. He almost damn near dropped the mic. Yeah, I mean, we got to see that interview. So again, go to www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice and check out the Tito Ortiz interview. And I want to thank Mike Efram once again, because he brought him literally to our table. We're the only ones to get the
that's
exclusive.
Nice. Oh,
It
that's
was
right.
awesome.
I saw that.
It was awesome,
yeah,
man.
I saw that.
It was awesome, and he's a big dude, man.
He sure is.
He's chill, but he'll let you know you can. Don't get your ass kicked.
No,
you know what I mean? Don't. So he keeps it real. He keeps it real. Yes, he does. Speaking of keeping it real, man. Again, I know we started talking about Combates, but we're going to end talking about Combates. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be coming right back. And I want Carol, the Cut Woman's take, because she was working a Fighter's Corner from Madera, California. Jesus Babyface Sanchez, along with our headliner, The Bees, and he's back. I hope you appreciate this commercial and like it, because I do. We'll be coming right back.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Lupe Contreras, and you're watching The Fighter's Voice.
Hi, I'm Jose Ramirez.
I'm Bob Arum.
Hi, I'm Robert Garcia, and I'm with the Fighter's Voice.
The only radio show knocking out the competition. Fighter's Voice Radio Show.
Hey, Rich Ortiz, and we're back. I'm your host, Microphone. I'm your host of the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. We're simply knocking out the competition. And I got to knock out some of these questions. I got a question coming from you from Madera, California, from Jason Alexander. Rodney, what made you pick boxing over football? It looks like you could have been a football player.
No, boxing happened like in an accident, you could say. The way I was raised, and just and then the people that they were like the good side people. They were just telling me, hey man, just stay out of the streets.
Yeah.
Go do boxing. You can make some money, and then you can learn the art from boxing. Give you self-discipline, just everything.
Discipline, probably. Yeah.
And I just told him, like I was being disrespectful, and I just said like F you, I never took boxing like serious. I thought it was a joke, but then once I got to boxing, I was like, whoa, boxing's hard, but I love it.
It's not as easy as it looks, right? The work you got to put in alone.
Just everything.
And the heart you got to have.
Lifestyle, eating, training.
Discipline.
You got to rest,
Definitely.
Okay, hey man, that's
Everything.
boxing is a savage sport. Hey, just got a text from my PR person. Hey, I never said it was concrete in stone, so Combate is either coming back in November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We're back in August. So I want to clarify that, okay? Good. So we got to make sure that's taken care of. Sometimes you got to be careful what you say, man. Because sometimes
definitely.
you know people that know people that know people that know people that drink with people,
Yeah.
and that's what happens.
That's why I don't drink.
good thing. That's good.
Well, I mean, you want to drink from our sponsor, the water?
Yeah, water, yeah.
Yeah, water's always good, man.
I drink a gallon a day.
He drinks a lot.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of agua, huh?
Yeah.
That's what time it is,
but
man.
you sweat a lot, dude.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I've seen him train. I mean, I've been in his training camp.
I was going to ask you that's what I was going to ask you. Being in his training camp and being into an MMA fighter's training camp, what's the difference? What do you notice the difference as far as work ethic? And I'm putting you on the hot seat because one may get upset and say, no, we work harder, or no, we work smarter, or we work.
No, I think they equally all work. I mean, they're an athlete, regardless of what sport you're in, and either you have to have.
How are Rodney's work habits?
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. Could he improve?
No.
Because we could all always improve.
His has improved a lot, but at the same time, I've never really seen anybody work so hard as Rodney does. Like I said, I mean, he sweats. I literally have to put a towel down underneath the heavy bag because there's like a puddle there. And and he's whether he's trying to cut weight or get down to a certain weight for whatever fight he's got coming up, he's hitting the streets and doing his conditioning and training every day.
Sometimes I gotta tell my coach and like not get mad at him. I just motivate him like, hey, come on, let's go, push me more, like maybe like 5 more rounds. He'd be telling me, no, that's it. I'm like, no, let's go. At least like 30 more minutes of workout.
Well, those are always good habits to have.
Yeah.
Always good habits to have, a good work ethic.
Right.
Hey, Mark Davis, I like these questions, but this is something that I want to say for Co Escovedo. This is more of his realm, expertise, and he cannot just give you the winner, but the breakdown. But these are great questions that you have for me right here. Just out of respect, I want to save these for tomorrow's show, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast. They're MMA questions, and Mark's an MMA guru anyways. He loves MMA. Mark Davis was on scene. He also had some great pictures, man.
He got some
top
great
of the notch pictures.
Yeah.
No, yes, he did.
Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate
he takes care of stuff there too.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about this photographer that was on fire Saturday. I mean, there's a lot of photographers, but he got down on this picture. Do we have that picture, KP, of you working hard at work? Oh my gosh! I just said, you know what?
I saw that.
I said nobody really gets KP. I'm going to get him. I just went pop. He was focused too. I don't know exactly what he was focused on.
He was
but
focused
my man
on which
was
round
focused.
it was.
Yeah.
He was focused on which round.
Well, they were all round. They were all round right there. Let me see if I can send that to you as we're talking, man. But no, it was good.
He was trying to figure out what
good.
round it was, and it was right in front of him.
It was all round.
It was a perfect round.
Yeah.
As you would say. As you would say in boxing or any sport, it was a perfect round. So you know what? Tell us, is there anybody out there in the heavyweight division? I'm gonna put you on the hot spot that you want to share the ring with.
Get it, Rodney.
I want Junior Fa. I feel like he's ducking me because I don't duck anyone. You know, I take fights short notice and like
That's for sure.
Yeah,
No,
like,
I see that.
Yeah, I'm a chill person, but don't get that fool. I like to smile, but
What's up?
Yeah, I want Junior Fa and then. Well, I can't pronounce his name right, but I'm gonna try it. Gregory Corbin, because he was
Corbin?
Corbin. He was running his mouth at the weigh-ins.
At what weigh-ins?
My last fight.
Where was that at?
Yeah, Texas.
Arlington.
Yeah, Arlington. Yeah, can I make a quick shout out?
Yeah. It's not a sponsor, is it?
Huh?
It's not a sponsor, is it?
No, it's my promoter.
Okay.
KO Night Boxing, and then my coach Anthony and coach Andres. And my cup, that's my cut woman right here.
No, is it really?
Yeah.
No, no, I know that.
Right on,
she
Rodney,
told me
right
that.
on.
Oh, I like those pictures right there.
Yeah.
There you
see,
go.
that's my team right there.
Yeah, look at Rodney get down.
Yeah, that team right there, man, they had to put me in check because I was stubborn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You kept it real,
that's
man.
my team right there,
Yeah.
Bob Arum himself.
Bob Arum, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, one day he's going to give you some papers I need you to sign here.
Yeah.
That's
That's
for
a wrap.
sure.
That's what's up, man.
Heck
Serious.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I sent that to you, KP. I'm not too sure.
There it is. There it is. See, he's just looking to see what round it was.
Oh, that's him?
She's
yeah.
She's holding up the card.
You're in the entertainment business.
That is KP. Look at that.
Exactly.
Working hard right there. Speaking of working hard, I want to thank Toscano Promotions and Boxing Promotions.
Yes.
They put on a great card. I'm going to talk more about them on tomorrow's show. They put on a great card. George Toscano, class act. And from the very first time that I went there and I worked for them to now, they got it completely covered. From the officers coming in, the security inside, from everybody serving, everybody working, it was completely top notch. I give them an A+.
Yes.
An A+. The matchmaking was awesome. The event was awesome.
And the ring announcing was awesome. By the way, congratulations. That was you kicked butt on that, man.
Thank you. Little bumpy road in the beginning, but it's all good. Some of them names, man, I gotta be able to hit, man.
Yeah, but
so
you got it.
Israel, I need those names ahead of time, my man. I'll blame Israel. Now Israel did a great job working together, professional, put together a great itinerary. Everything was on hit. I had the fighters' names, everybody there. DeLuca was there, Bayless was there, and it was just awesome. The who's who was there. And
look at the team.
Wait, hold on a second. That's me and my dude right there. I can't wait to have Kilo the Kid on the Fighters Voice Kick-Ass podcast. Hector. Hector looks like a star if you look at him. Look at him.
He looks like him. Look at him.
He's filled out a lot. He's filled out. He looks like he's grown up, you know?
He looks like he's in a novella.
It's been a few years since I've seen him.
He looks like he should be on a novella, huh? Acting or modeling or something. All good-looking guys up there, man. They take care of themselves. They handle themselves with class. And speaking of handling themselves with class, the UFC veteran, I mean, the you-know-what, Mr. 209 Respect was there himself, Mr. Nate Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
He was
has
there
a fight
chilling.
coming up, huh?
Yeah, August 17th in L.A.
Yeah.
I would like to see that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we talked about going up there.
Uh-huh. That's right.
But again, I want to talk about the opening fight. Jesus, the
That's
baby face Sanchez put work in the whip, and the whip was whipping right there.
Yes.
He did exactly what he needed to do.
Yes.
Get his confidence back, get that W, put on a show, start the show, and from there was no looking back because the crowd just exploded. What was your take on that? Because I know you were in the corner, and you got experience from Mike Rodriguez, who said sometimes be prepared to work. And sometimes you may not even have to work, but always be prepared.
Exactly.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, like Mike said, always be prepared for the worst, and that's what I always do. But as far as Jesus, it's been a while since he fought, and he had a really great fight camp and had some really great sparring. And there's always a little unsettled nerves, a little bit, I think, with every fighter before a fight. But the team would tell him the things that we need to reiterate on, and he listened and did what it was that we told him to do and focus on, and he went in there and he did it.
Yeah,
and
he trains hard.
He's got
a
lot.
ran in the mountains a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right here.
That's
somewhere.
right.
Okay,
that's right here at Fresno.
Then he wanted it. Then he could tell he wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great shot right there.
Yeah.
He's tall too for his weight class. He's like my height, or he's taller than me.
Jesus is 6'2", 147.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
long
the same
and
height
lean.
because I slouch.
Yeah.
There you go.
actually don't look as tall as you really are sometimes because you're so compact. Yeah.
Manuel Jaimes was also on the card. He looked great.
Yes.
Got some good work in. It's always good to score that first round knockout. Don't get me wrong, but when you have somebody that's 6-0 and wanting to be 7-0, you want them to face some sort of adversity.
Right.
You want them to get the rounds and the work. You want to see how's he going to react once he gets hit. How's he going to react once his eye swells. How's he going to react once he's against another seasoned opponent.
Right.
And he got just that. He reacted very well, victorious, got a victory, faced some adversity. To me, I was very impressed the way he had to dig down, adjust his style.
Yes, he did.
And get that victory.
No, I give him a lot of respect. That was cool.
And King Gio too, man.
That's
I mean, great win.
Giovanni Gonzalez, congrats.
Yeah, exactly. I like that southpaw stance. I like that head movement. And he was having a good time in there.
Yeah, he was. He always does.
He was having a good time in there.
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of, I don't know if I mentioned to you, Angel Manfredi back in the day.
Yeah, you
See,
did
that's the
mention
name that I threw out there. And also a little bit of Buddy McGirt. And it wasn't because of the high socks. Just his movement, and he was having a good time in there.
Yeah, he seems to always have a good time. And he's got a lot of confidence. And, so he's been doing well.
No, he's been doing very well. And let's talk about the main event. Blake the Beast. Not only was it a victory for Blake, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. His opponent did not show up just to say, okay, I'm here to get a paycheck. Didn't show up to say, okay, you're in your backyard. I'm just going to get hit and lay down for you.
No.
He was competitiveness. He showed competitiveness.
Right.
He was competing. He landed some body shots, head movement.
He had
his
a lot
footwork.
of heart. Didn't he have a lot of heart?
He did have a lot of heart.
Yeah, and then he started clowning a little bit, putting his hands down and just sticking his head out, because he was becoming a little overconfident, I think. And whether or not you could pull that off.
He got confident because he feared he was going to get knocked out, but he was able to take some of those right hands early on from Blake.
But to take a risk like that is crazy,
Well, Blake did the smartest things, and as you know, in the boxing atmosphere, when somebody moves their head, their legs aren't going anywhere. Rip that body, and in the 5th round, Blake landed like 10 body shots that landed.
Yeah, they were solid too.
They were solid. He actually hurt his opponent very bad in the 6th round. I thought he was going to do a follow-up, or I'm not sure if he recognized it, but those smiles and that laughter stopped when Blake landed those punches.
Yeah, the confidence level kind of.
Oh, there he goes right there. That's a good shot right there.
That was good.
I remember him before.
He fought on your card, actually.
I remember him before he was a pro.
Yeah.
And then he hit pro, and then boom.
Yeah, but he fought on your card, I think, in Sacramento.
I believe so. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
For was that Toscano? No, that was you fought at a different card.
I think it was for his belt too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he defended his title and then he won it, you know.
Right.
No, he does have a following. He does have a fanfare. Easy
really
work.
did.
That's all you kept hearing during the whole show.
It's like his hype man right there too.
Yes,
Jason Hubbard.
Well, he came in wearing a crown.
Yeah.
And I got a question. Jason, that crown that you made, and I like it. I'm not hating. So when he doesn't fight, do you wear it or just chill it or whatever? Because they had like freaking like emeralds and diamonds all over it.
I didn't see it that
Something
close.
like that. You don't just leave it there. Like you put it in a case and just like lock it up.
He probably does.
I mean, you know what I mean? Because the security that was there, I thought they were there to walk Blake out. No, they were there to make sure no one touched his crown. I mean, really, that's real talk.
Easy work.
Yeah, there he is right there. Look at the crown right there on the left.
Yeah, that's him.
There you go, right
Bro,
there.
that's like a car payment right there. It is, man. That's a whole car on his head. I mean, it was blinging. It was just,
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It was an entertaining corner.
Very entertaining.
The whole team was entertaining.
I do want to say this, though. You find out real quick, Blake landed a clean right hand. And as if to say, okay, this guy's not going anywhere. So it's going to be this type of fight.
Yeah, exactly.
He hit him in the 7th round with a short right hand.
Oh, I saw that.
If that didn't put him to sleep or buckle him, there was no. That dude had a granite chin.
He really did.
I talked to Blake afterwards via text, and he said, I said, congratulations, champ. He goes, yeah, thank you. He goes, tough opponent. And I said, you got some work in, you got some rounds in. That's what you needed. He said, always, I continue to learn, I continue to grind, and I know exactly what I need to do at this stage in my career. And he said, I appreciate all the support, had a chance to be entertaining for the fans. And at the same time, you got to be marketable, and you got to bring entertainment to the sport of boxing.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, much respect to him.
Yeah, there he is right there.
Yeah, congratulations.
He does train hard, though.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah,
he does. Hard. He does. No, he does. I mean, there's no second guessing that. I mean, he puts the work in. But I want to ask everybody this. And not to take away from our guests, and this is going to be the whole theme leading up for the next 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, who should Jose Ramirez fight? Okay, there's some names out there. There's some divisions out there. I want to know, who should the Avenal Kid himself take on next? After the whole 2 weeks of asking, is that I'm going to give you my take on who he should share the ring with, or who I would like for him to share the ring with. I'm not a matchmaker. I'm not his promoter. I'm not his agent. Let's just make that crystal clear. I'm just asking you, the viewers, the fans who watch and support and buy tickets to Jose Ramirez's events. So I want to ask that, and it starts now. The best one analogy that I get, I don't just want to name, I want to know why and why it makes sense. We're going to give you a Fighter's Voice t-shirt and a Fighter's Voice hat. So being that said,
Good.
So we know who you want to fight next.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, who do you like to sit down and watch fight? When you just say, hey, this guy's fighting, I want to check him out.
Well,
who do you like to watch? Who are you influenced by?
Influence? Well, all the fighters, like just everyone. Like, you know,
You don't got a certain one, like a Triple G or a Carnelo or a Garcia?
I just like a fighter that shows heart, you know.
Okay.
Speaking of Jose Ramirez, I fought on his undercard.
That's right.
Yeah, oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's right. Of course you did.
Yeah,
of course you did. I wanted to talk about that one.
I won that fight, man. I don't care what anyone says. I won that fight.
Well, that's good, and that's the attitude you should have.
No, I did. You know, after the fight, I was very mad. I still calm, but just like, ooh.
Do you have tape of that fight?
I believe it's on the zone.
No, do you, your personal self?
No, I don't. No.
Okay, well, I'm not your agent. I'm not your manager. I'm not your promoter. I advise you just watch it and look at things that you could have changed, things that you could have done, and learn from that.
Yeah.
So I don't always call things a loss. I call them a lesson.
Yes, definitely.
I really do.
That's true.
Yeah, my lesson is just, man, I should have knocked him out earlier or something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? I get a lot of slack sometimes when people walk in the room and I'm looking at some of the shows, or I'm looking at some of the interviews myself, and they'll say, oh, especially Mark Davis, he likes to clown me. He says, dude, you like looking at yourself, huh? And I said, is that what you see? I see 3 mistakes I made.
Yeah.
I see the way I could have done it better, or I could have done it differently. So I'm constantly.
Because you're always trying to master your craft.
I haven't hit the show yet or interview yet. The Tito Ortiz one was pretty close.
That's
just because we were on a high and I tried to block out who he was, and I wanted to interview him since I was a big fan of his.
I know, you've always been a big fan.
Of Tito.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite fighter.
That's great.
To this day. And I told him, I said, every time you fight, I buy a shirt. I'm keeping it real.
Man, he was
I got all
brutal,
kinds of
man.
t-shirts. Oh, he was. He
was
invented the
very-
ground and pound.
Yeah.
He invented the ground and pound, and he was there to make the transition when UFC was making his transition.
Yeah.
A lot of fighters don't. There's a gap there, so they can't really pass by. They'll either fall down or the step's too high. He was able to make that transition, put UFC on his back, and go.
That's
People
right.
may agree or not agree, but the truth is the truth.
I like his attitude, man. Back then,
I love his attitude.
His attitude was raw. you know.
Yeah.
I love his attitude. Comes
Yeah.
in with both flags, big old mouthpiece,
Yeah,
jumping up and down.
yeah. Fight mode, you know.
Oh, he is fight mode. Coming in with some Eminem. Huh.
Yeah, man, it's good.
And
fun.
doing the grave digger.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, man, you should come on the show.
Yeah, we need to get him in studio.
Yeah.
Actually, that was the plan, and I had talked to some of his PR people, but we didn't know his flight time or anything.
Yeah.
The one who can make that possible is Mike Fromowitz, man, and I can't thank him enough. He brought him to the Fighter's Voice, arranged that interview. Mike Fromowitz, we still got some things that we need to do. We will send you some of the things that you asked us to send you, and just for you to mention the Fighter's Voice in the same breath that you did in the same fashion. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but hey. Thumbs up to you, man, and your crew, man. I usually don't give that because that is reserved. So, yeah, I appreciate you doing what you're doing, and I know you're being led to do so. Because like I said, Carol, this show is blessed.
I
It
know.
really is. You're part of the blessing, Rodney.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
are. Look how your life's going to change soon, man.
Thank you.
So even
Yes.
even the Zoila with the losing the fight,
Yeah.
right? She still has a major blessing coming. That was a blessing in disguise. She may not feel it or think it now,
Right.
but yeah, sky's the
I
limit for
believe that.
Zoila Frosso.
Yeah.
It really is. Sky is the limit
Yeah.
for Zoila Frosso, and I will say that. Tomorrow, who's the motocross kid we got on the show tomorrow?
Oh, you have a motocross kid.
I'm challenged about making that work. He's making his motocross debut.
I love
Okay,
motocross.
this week he's going to be on the show, and we also got, gosh darn it, Enoch. Enoch
Oh,
from
yeah.
Amateur MMA.
That's
I'm
right.
not going to say the publication that he's
I
with.
know.
He is fighting on a certain date in, I believe, Fresno or Visalia.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention who he's fighting for, but
That's okay.
he will be there. And Enoch is a class act. Enoch, I got a shirt for you. We're going to talk about his meal prep, his workouts,
Oh, good.
and and how he's giving back
Right.
to other fighters.
Yeah, he's doing YouTube
Yes,
videos
he is.
and
He's
things
really
like
taking
that.
off his career.
That's awesome.
His career. We have his name?
Aiden.
Aiden?
Yeah.
Aiden what?
Aiden Tao.
Aiden Tao?
I'll bring you put it up.
Aiden Tao's going to be on the show tomorrow, and that's going to be a great mix. He's making his BMX debut this week. We're going to mix it in, and
Right.
we're talking about UFC coming up, and also some Combate, some MMA, some Bellator. Cole Escovedo, the co-host with the most, will be in studio.
Sweet.
Oh, we got to pop it up right there.
Oh,
there
there
we
you
are
go.
right there.
Yeah, that's some
A
crazy.
young man right there.
That's a crazy sport right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And guys, if you see some sponsors on there, okay, this is coming from the boss man himself, okay? So, hey, we usually do that, but today we are helping out sponsoring this kid
I
right
see
here.
that.
We are. We're the Fighter's Voice. Actually, the Fighter's Voice after this should be on there right now because we're sponsoring him. We're giving him a platform, letting
Right.
his story be told. It's a great story. I mean, the man has a dream. The young man has a dream. He has gifts. He's very talented. I'm getting this all from our PR department, and he's another one of those kids that you pass by and you say should have, would have, and could have. But in this case, we're making sure and giving him a platform and an opportunity to shine. Remember, every fighter has a voice. You don't need a mouthpiece or you don't
No.
need your hands wrapped. On this case, get on that freaking motorcycle and get down, my man.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
a
mean?
dangerous sport too, man.
Oh, that's a very
Yeah.
dangerous sport. I wouldn't do it.
Nah, me
And he'll
neither.
probably say in the same respect you said, I wouldn't get in the ring.
Yeah, that's a dangerous sport right
No,
there.
it is a dangerous sport. Heck
Ooh.
no. These things go about what? 180, 240?
200.
Yeah.
I'm
200
good. In a
plus.
matter of seconds, 6
Yeah,
seconds, you're at
right,
tip
right.
top.
I think the turns are like
That's
160,
crazy, man.
170. And
I am going to ask them
Yeah.
for one of those shirts, though. They're all like flagged down. Those are pretty nice, though.
Those are
I really
sick.
don't ask for shirts, man. Or I don't, a lot of
But
shirts I'll
something
get them, I'll
unique-
give away.
Something unique
It is
like
unique.
that, yeah.
It is unique.
I wouldn't feel bad to ask for something unique like that.
No, it's okay, too. And I got some patches coming your way, too. I don't want to give you a small patch. Got to give you a big patch.
Yeah, you know what I need? I need a big old sticker for the side of my car.
You do?
Yeah.
I'll get you one.
You know those wraps? I saw one. Wasn't it?
I
yours?
want a professional wrap. Right now, we got
Okay.
some logos and stuff, but I want a professional
There
wrap
you
for the
go.
Fighter's Voice. So we find an exclusive sponsor. So we'll just go park the truck right there, and everybody knows that we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and we're
cool.
open, we're friendly.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, Ralph, my man, make it happen, man. I know you make phone calls. I know you know some people that know people, and I know you're watching, my man. And also, speaking of watching, man, there's some things that I need to get across and some things, and I'm not here to preach or anything, but yeah, it is what it is. And I'm glad me and Kilo were cool. I'm glad because I'm just glad. And I won't comment too much, but I'm glad. I'm
Good.
glad that we're cool. There's another person out there. He just moved to Las Vegas, man. I can't wait to sit down And we need to have a cup of coffee, man. You know who you are, man. Let's put our differences aside. Let's sit down like two men, two gentlemen, and make it happen. Life's too short, man. Here's my invitation to you. And also, I'll be giving you a call. If your number's still there, I'll inbox you. Do whatever it takes, man. Because, man, come on, man. There's no time for grudges, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy for any man, any person making it big in this business, because this is a backstabbing, dirty, dark business. You got to love it or not.
Yeah,
and I happen to love it, be passionate about it. We got a great team. I mentioned the team. We got Shelly Hollis. We got KP. I'd say his whole name, but I can't even pronounce it. We got Carol the Cut Woman. We got Mark Davis Jr. We got Co Escovedo making it happen, man. I mean, that is, to me, that's a dream team. That's the best of the best. Someone says, oh, you roll with them? I said, bro, all we do is roll the best. I thought you knew. I thought you knew.
Exactly.
Shoot. Hey, anything you want to say to the fans and followers that watch and support you, man? Anybody?
Oh, yeah. Everybody out there, watch all my fights. Ooh, I will not disappoint. I like to make upsets.
There you go. I like that. I like you. I like
love
that. Okay, little hook. Can we follow you on Instagram or Twitter?
No, I don't have an Instagram yet, but we're working on one, like anytime soon.
Hot Rod Boxing or something like that.
Something,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
King Corso something.
Yeah.
There you go.
King Corso Boxing.
I just love the fans, so I just want to show
Absolutely.
my appreciation when I get in the ring.
Yeah.
For me, boxing makes me normal.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. Boxing makes me normal. That's a good one, man. I like that. So you promise once you're going to get a fight announcement, you're going to get a hold of Carol or you have your agent or manager that's sitting outside here, get a hold of us, and we can make that announcement.
No, definitely.
Okay.
I like your show. I'll be watching you, too, on YouTube.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got a great team, man.
Yeah, definitely.
No, we got a great team, man, and we're trying to make it more eventful. We got some great advice from some higher ups, man, and we're open for change. We're open for change, knowing that that's what the viewers and the listeners want to listen to and watch. So,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, you can only grow if you're coachable.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, before I wasn't coachable, but I do understand that.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, any last words, Carol?
Just want to say thank you for everyone that came out over the weekend for Combate, as well as Toscano Promotions, and want to congratulate Jesus Ibarra and all the fighters at Combate.
I noticed all his everybody who truly believed in Jesus Sanchez was there.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody that said, Jesus, you're going to win this fight.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
I'm sponsoring you. I got your back.
That's right.
We're there. I even noticed there was people in Madera, California, and they text me. They go, behind you. So I'm looking directly behind me. No, they were up there in the nosebleeds.
Oh, I had some friends that were in the nosebleeds.
Because they said they would be there, and they were there, which is most important. I will never, ever say that's in within my power. If your fight's there, I go, I'm going to be there. I'm not going to sell you a wolf ticket.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I can be there.
Right.
Or it's my every intent to be there.
Right.
So,
those are the
support
people
goes
you
a long
gotta,
way. No, those are the people you can count on.
Yeah.
Those ain't the people selling wolf tickets.
Yeah.
Those ain't the same people that says, okay, I just want you to chill and take a picture of me so I look good, but I'm really not going to be there.
Those are the people you can't forget about once you make it big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't forget about them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Being that said, Jesus, you do got a fanfare, and you do got followers, and you do got supporters, and the Fighter's Voice is one of them.
Yep.
How's that sound?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
definitely.
And I'm proud of you. I'm
There
proud
it
of
is.
you.
There it is. There. Tomorrow we got a great show. Make sure you tune in. We got, what's it, Adrian? No. Aiden. We got Aiden, the BMX guy, motocross guy, is going to be making his pro debut this weekend, along with Enoch, MMA guru here in Fresno, California. He'll be coming in studio. The second part of the interview of the podcast, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast, Co Escovedo will be back in studio. And then the following week, we got some names we can mention. Sean Porter, we got coming in. Not coming in, calling in. We got Lupe Contreras, who'll be calling in. We got the matchmaker from Golden Boy, who'll be calling in. We have, I'll go ahead and say it, Floyd Mayweather's PR person. She said, call me after Labor Day. I'll be more than happy to call in on the studio. We got Mike Rodriguez, who wants to do a recap. This time he said he wants to come in depending on his situation. We just got some names, and those are just a few of what we have on our list and what we want to bring back onto the show. I also want to bring Jose Avalos. I want to bring Al Gonzalez. I want to bring Paul. I want to bring JC Lomas and do a recap, because I also like to do a recap. You know, you
That's
bring them
great.
on to promote it, but I want to do a recap on how they're feeling.
Yes.
And we'll just have fun
No,
on the
that's the way
Fighter's
to do
Voice.
it. I think
Fighter's
that's a
Voice.
great way
And
to
I
do
do
it.
want to say this. Robert Garcia, I spoke to him today by way of text. They're expanding. They're opening up a new gym right next to, the barn. They're actually turning it into a boxing gym. So they said in about 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll probably try to make arrangements, KP, where we can go down there and broadcast that grand opening and make that happen. Because sometimes I love going on site and making it happen, man.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. They're opening another gym?
Yeah, we're just expanding because it's so
wow.
small. Small. Hey, again, the Fighter's Voice. Hey, we're not a hobby. We're worldwide, and we're a career. Believe us, get with us, or get left behind. Hey, it's a wrap as always. Rich Ortiz, your host of the Fighter's Voice. Thumbs up for Richie.
Yeah.
It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice radio show. Catch us again next week. Same when, same how. And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, our special guests, and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice radio show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.